Question: do you all think your job should control what you do once you clock out? Because this one habit that people thought was harmless outside of work has gotten them fired overnight. And that's because the rules changed overnight. And look, I'm not here to judge anybody. I'm just noticing a pattern because every time new leadership comes in, sometimes rules shift. Now, I'm just going to talk about something that happened in the great state of Alabama. And this video is not about this one company. But I like to break down and talk about these systems that can change. It can affect us all, y'all. So the Birmingham Water Works, they got some new leadership and some things changed for them overnight. And I'm not talking about something very small. I'm talking about something big, y'all. But this is something that has never been done before. They told the people that everybody got to be drug tested. I don't care if you are an executive director or a manager or supervisor. And you know what? I don't care if you've been there for 20 years. You fixing to be drug tested. And if you come up positive, you are fired. Y'all, this happened after the Super Bowl. Now, people was turning it up. They was having a good time. They were having a good time on a Sunday. They walked in on their job on a Monday. And they was given this news, y'all. And the people told them this: if you refuse this drug test, you're going to be automatically fired. What y'all think about that? Have you all ever seen anything like this at your job? And then I heard that this policy changed once the employees started complaining about the new leadership. Now, that's what I heard. I don't know if it's true or not. But apparently they said that some of the staff had grievance stating that the new leadership was being biased against them. Now, let me ask y'all something. How y'all feel about marijuana? Now, I'm not judging anybody who smoke it because let's be honest, people have been using it for a long time. People have been blazing up and, utilizing it for all different reasons. Some people do it just because they like the feeling. Some people do it because of health problems. Let's be honest. People been doing it for a long time. And I smell weed smoke everywhere now. I smell it at the gas station. You go to Walmart, you go to the grocery store and you smelling it. Sometimes you can go to church and smell it. People just use it. That's what they do. Sometimes you go over a family member house and you knock on the door and you go in the house and you can smell the residue. It's a very strong smell, so you can't get rid of it. And that leads me to my question again. Should people be judged for what they do outside the job? Now, I know a lot of people are going to be terminated, not just from smoking marijuana, but a lot of people are doing other kind of illegal substances. And like I said, I'm not judging. But do you think this is for safety? Or do you feel like the job may be trying to get rid of people that have been a problem before? Or could they be doing this because they want to bring their own people in? Let me close this. Some of these people have been working there for 15 and 20 years. And now they got to be drug tested. And they stated that they were going to be implementing random drug testing. This is in the policy now, so they can just test people whenever they want to. And I know a lot of people got feelings about that because if you have been working on a job for 20 years, you never been reprimanded, you never been in trouble, you've been going the extra mile. And now all of a sudden, your livelihood is being taken away from you for something that you do outside of the job. You're not doing this on the job. You're not putting anybody at risk. But now this new administration is coming in and doing these random drug tests. They didn't even give you no warning or nothing. Even if you have a drug problem, they're not trying to provide you any counseling or anything. You just out the door. How would you all feel about that? Now, there are 24 states where you can legally smoke marijuana, including California, New York, New Jersey, I think Rhode Island, Washington. But Alabama has not agreed to that. You cannot smoke marijuana here. So legally, they can fire you. And it's nothing you can do because once it's in your system, it's stored in your fat cells and it comes out of the body very slow because it's stored in your fat cells. Now, I don't know if they're doing urine tests or hair strands, but this is the new plan for these people to be tested randomly. And I've heard that dozens have already been fired. And I know there's going to be more to come because you just can't get that out your system. Now, I know some people have tricks and stuff. They have things that they can do to get it out of their system. But a lot of people, they don't know the game. But for the ones that were already hit, they are already out the door. And let me tell y'all this. I have worked at a lot of places, and I'm going to say this. Sometimes new leadership is a blessing because there's so much toxic leadership. And you feel like when that new leadership come in, it's a blessing because I have had to deal with some toxic leadership. I mean, supervisors hiring their friends and family members, giving people special privileges, allowing people to take long breaks, and allowing their favorites to get away with things, getting raises, getting promotions. So when I was at a job and the leadership changed, it was a blessing to me. Look, y'all, it's somebody just parked right on the side of me. All these other parking spots, and they got to come on the side of me. Oh, I can't stand that. But let's move on. So at the end of the day, y'all, this conversation is not just about workplace policy, but how systems can change overnight. Now, some people are going to say it's all about accountability and they need to make the workplace safe for others. Some people going to say it's a setup. They just trying to get rid of people they don't like or people who have been a problem. And both can be true at the same time. But like I said, in my case, leadership needed to be changed. Now, sometimes good leadership get removed as well. So I thought this was a very interesting story to talk about. We always have to expect change, don't we? But let me leave you all with this. Do you think people should be judged or reprimanded for the things that they do when they clock outside the job? Should they be judged? Is this about safety or accountability? Y'all let me know in the comments because I would like to talk about this more. But that's all I have, you guys. And I look forward to talking to you all in the comments.